Welcome back to my channel, guys. Before I dive into the topic of this video, can we just talk about the hair for a second? Can we talk about the hair? Because I really am feeling this new era of mine with, dare I say, my Farrah Fawcett aesthetic. Farrah Fawcett meets Diana Ross because I'm aware Farrah Fawcett was blonde. I really feel like Diana Ross walking around these streets of Miami looking like this. I mean, this is a good hair day because I shampooed yesterday. I always have about a 24-hour period where my hair after shampooing really, it looks good. It looks good. But I feel the need to highlight this, not out of narcissism, more out of, frankly, insecurity and paranoia, that lately I've been getting a lot of comments on my YouTube channel and on socials in general claiming that I'm balding. And it makes me very self-conscious because I don't think I'm balding. I mean, look, the thing is, when I slick my hair back, as shown in some of my recent videos, I have a big forehead. I do have a big forehead. I have a very pronounced widow's peak. I mean, is my hair receding? I don't know. All I care about is the hair is replenishing itself. Okay? That's what I'm concerned about. But anyway, back to a more important topic, the topic of this video. Now, this is sort of a part two to a recent video I made a few weeks ago. If you didn't see that video, if you're not familiar with context, we love context. Context matters. I'm going to put it up here somewhere at the top of this video if you want to watch that video first. But I'll give you the Cliff Notes version, which is that Florida weeks ago, overnight, randomly, without telling anybody, the government of Florida painted over this rainbow crosswalk in Orlando, Florida, right outside where there was this gay club called Pulse, which some of you might remember was the site of this horrific hate crime where this guy came in and shot a ton of people. And I believe there were 49 people who were killed. At the time, it was the biggest shooting, like the most devastating shooting in American history in terms of lives lost. So they created this memorial right outside where this club was, Pulse. And part of that memorial included a rainbow crosswalk. Rainbow crosswalks, or rainbow imagery in general, of course, being a symbol of LGBT acceptance, LGBT presence, and so on, right? Fast forward to a few weeks ago, the state of Florida covered up this rainbow crosswalk overnight, and they didn't tell anybody, which is what really makes it a lot worse. I don't have a dog in the fight of rainbow crosswalks. I'm not somebody who goes to pride parades, but it's the symbolism, right? That's why this became a controversial story, because we're talking about a memorial where people were killed and it was a hate crime. For me, it's just a basic respect thing. Like, forget the gay thing for a second. I feel like memorials, you don't touch memorials, especially if it's a current memorial. Like, this isn't, it's not a memorial for some general who was alive 300 years ago or something, right? Like, this is current. Like, this crime happened a handful of years ago. The loved ones who lost a brother, a daughter, a sister, a friend, they're still processing this grief, right? So for me, it's just a respect thing. The fact that this was done clearly as kind of like a source of provocation, like to provoke not just gay people or LGBT people. I think this was done as kind of like a fuck you to minority groups in the state of Florida who purposefully try to make their presence known through things like rainbow crosswalks. Again, it's not really about the crosswalk, it's about the symbolism of representation of marginalized groups, and in this case, literally the result of a hate crime. And so I ended that video talking about how Florida has decided to roll out this change of getting rid of rainbow crosswalks across the state, and Miami Beach, where I live, is one of the next cities on the list. So they had instructed cities like Miami Beach, you're next, get rid of your rainbow crosswalks or we will do it for you. So I'm making this part two video because I knew that there was a timeline to this. Miami was ordered to get rid of their rainbow crosswalk in the South Beach neighborhood of Miami Beach by September 4th, 2025. So I knew I wanted to keep track of this timeline. Now, this rainbow crosswalk in South Beach, I pass it almost daily because I pass that area to get to the boardwalk, the beach boardwalk, where I run almost every day. So I've been keeping an eye thinking like, is it just going to disappear one day, this rainbow crosswalk? I've been very curious to see how this unfolds. And I just assumed, honestly, that one day I would head over as I do almost daily, and it would just be a regular street, looking like there never was any sort of rainbow imagery. So days passed after September 4th, and the rainbow crosswalk was still there. So I looked it up out of curiosity to see what happened. What's the latest update? Turns out the city of Miami Beach filed a challenge that day, September 4th, the deadline they were given, at the State Division of Administrative Hearings. That's quite a mouthful. And they argued that the Department of Transportation issued this directive without going through legally required rulemaking process. So there's a lot of legal jargon behind this, how their rebuttal sounded. But essentially they were like, wait, state of Florida, you never actually did this in the legal way of following policy like we would with any other thing regarding transportation and crosswalks and road safety. And then Labor Day weekend here in Miami Beach. By the way, I didn't even know this happened. I didn't see it, but I read about this. There was a Forever Proud march held in South Beach on Ocean Drive, the busiest touristy street in Miami where that rainbow crosswalk is. And it was organized by Miami Beach Commissioner Alex Fernandez and the Greater Miami LGBT Chamber of Commerce. So the city of Miami Beach, both through its local community as well as through its political power, I guess, its political arm, we'll say, made it very clear, like, oh, we're not actually okay with this. Like, you did this in Orlando without telling anybody, but we're not going to go down without a fight. I'm very curious to see how this is going to now unfold. If this is it was just a virtue signaling thing from the state of Florida, and they're going to let this go with Miami and just continue to target other cities that don't fight back, don't rebuke these requests. Or if they're really going to harp on this and get their way. Regardless of what you think about gay people, LGBT pride, and rainbow crosswalks and all this stuff, I feel like we can agree that the state of Florida has bigger fish to fry than getting rid of rainbow crosswalks. Like, out of all the things that you could spend time and energy and money on, tax dollars on, like, this is the thing that feels like a hot ticket item. It's so clearly an example of virtue signaling to basically say, F you, we're a red state through and through, and we're going to keep pushing this conservative agenda. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, curious to hear what you have to say. Catch you next time.